Alright, so we got a Frigidaire dishwasher here, and this one came in, so I have no clue what's wrong with it. Right now we're plugged in, and no power, nothing to the display. It appears that there's no power coming here, or we have a problem with the board. So we're going to check our wire connections just to make sure everything is good before we condemn this machine. All right, let's take a look. All right, so we're down here. Ground screw's not tight. Don't know who wired this thing. It's pretty savagery. All right, your plug, look at this. This is how the plug is connected. All right, do your dishwasher like this, folks. Hoping it's connected. Let me double check, make sure all these are good. I think they're okay, but it's just savagery done. I'm gonna take this cover off and take a look. Maybe the unit was leaking. These, to get in here, you're gonna squeeze and squeeze and pull this thing out. All right, it's a tab to get this cover off. Using one hand here. Let's take a look under here. Now your float switch, you can see it looks like this unit had water, either intrusion one way or another. So you want to make sure the unit is not leaking before you condemn it. If water got under your float, it will put the machine into a constant drain and it will not be able to do anything. So we're going to reset that switch before we do anything and see if we can get this thing to turn on. Then we'll add water, or we'll look around underneath and see if we see any signs of leakage. Maybe at one point the dishwasher overflowed, water came down, dripped, or you can see they had Teflon on this, not supposed to. So water could have dripped and made its way to that, which could cause the dishwasher to malfunction. So pay attention to those things before you actually condemn your unit. All right, so let's get this cover fully off and we'll get under here. This is where the float lives. It hovers. Now, if there's any water from any source, the float, which is here, will be activated. Now, you have a switch on the inside, and what it does, it goes up, it turns the machine on. You hear the drain pump? So this would indicate that there's a flood situation. Take a listen again. Okay, that's one way also checking your drain pump, is activate the float switch. Now, we don't have power to the display. That's our main thing right now. So we want to verify, but we know we're getting power because we just activated that. The board lives back here. Now I'm looking, I can see almost water looking. So I don't know if the board was wet at one point. So right now the float is good in this position, which is down. You do not want to activate the drain pump. You also want to look around to see if you see anything that is wet. Now this guy here is going to be your pressure sensor, and we're going to unplug him. GE is very similar, and he can stop your machine from turning on, letting water in, or doing anything. Okay, so you can first unplug him and check your display and see it turns on the drain pump. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be a problem, because now he thinks this thing is flooding. Okay, so now don't break it. I'm going to be very careful. The tab, using my knife. Not a lot of tool designed for this. You're going to pry up slightly and push off. Alright, he looks clean, actually. So I'm gonna blow into it slightly. If I blow into it and it goes into a drain, it tells me that it's working. See that? That's where he was leaking from and dripping down. That's the leak. That's the leaking point, 100%. See that? That's where he was leaking. So we need to tighten this up on the inside. Yeah, it's definitely loose. All right. Well, one problem solved. And I'm gonna tip this thing down. So I'm gonna pull that pressure sensor switch off and spray some WD-40 in it, giving that we had some water down on that thing. I'm gonna assume that there's a problem with the pressure sensor. So yeah, I think we have a pressure sensor issue because you unplugged it and it went directly into a drain, indicating the unit had a fault with that. Now, when the unit is stuck, it was leaking from there. And when the unit is detecting a fault in the system, it stays in the board. It thinks the machine is full. So it goes into a drain when you disconnect. So we're going to remove that sensor again, lay it on its back, and get some WD-40 in it and see if we can get that code to go away and the display to come back to life. Now that the leak is fixed, we should be okay. All right, let's lay it on its back. All right, so pressure sensor here. Take it back off. And good old WD-40 in it. It is not reading. It is confused. Thinks the drum is full, and we're gonna wake it up. All right, gonna spray some stuff in it. See that? Didn't go into a drain. It's hot. All right, so let it soak for a minute or so. Water enters and causes a pressurization at a certain level, and it sends a signal up, whether it's sufficient or it's too much. And the board interprets that. And sometimes corrosion can also cause them not to function. Hear that? I was able to suck and pull. Basically put this thing in your mouth to about right here. Suck and push, and you'll hear the noise that it makes. Take a listen. All right. Put the wire back on. plug it in. And let's get this thing fixed and running. All right, we're back in business so far. All right, stand it back up. Make sure the float is not pushed up. Reset the board. Sometimes the board has to be reset, otherwise it will not know that the error message has been cleared. So give it a minute or so and turn back on. Let's go check it. If we open, now we have our display and it looks like we're good. So now we have quick wash, normal, rinse. So somebody got rid of this unit basically for, I don't know, because of the pressure sensor that was stuck. Okay, and the leak that's on the side. So we'll confirm everything that is not leaking, but right now the unit is up and running. Basically everything's good. Press start, close the door, close door, pump turns on. Yep, pump is on. Then the valve, the water will come on, but it's not connected obviously. Hear it? It's on. So, and then it would start to initiate its wash. So right now, we're gonna unplug, and this is done. All right, guys, that's how you check. It's sad, really. You see a lot of good machines just get thrown out. Put that cover back on. It's telling you to close the door, but we're not gonna do a load yet. We're gonna set it up later and get all the wires connected back the way it should. All right, guys, the old wires and stuff, and we're gonna get a cord restraint and properly connect this. Put the wires back through here. This is how it should have been done in the first place. Make sure you're unplugged before you do anything. At least it did one thing right. Line is black is line and smooth is line. The rib is your neutral. So at least they did, whoever connected it, I don't know if it's by chance, but it's correct, so that's fine. But let's do it the right way and take this off. We'll put a proper cord on there. I don't like these ones. And you're gonna route your wires back through here where they belong. Once everything's said and done, we will reconnect back. Tuck your additional wires in here or connect them back to the loop that they came out of, whoever yanked them out. All right, guys, thanks for watching.